going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw a post flying around that honestly I think is extremely important to go ahead and share with you guys regarding skill-based matchmaking in current-day FPS games. And obviously, since this channel is related about Call of Duty, yes, you probably already understand I am 1010% also talking about Modern Warfare 3. Yes, the matchmaking, a lot of people call us crazy for thinking the way that we do. But we have some, I guess you could call it proof, from one of the individuals who designed the matchmaking in Halo 2 and Halo 3, and basically his take on current day skill-based matchmaking and why it is a problem. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you do enjoy today's video and you want to be notified for more content just like this, we post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification button. And last but not least, we do stream pretty much daily over on Kick. So if you guys want to be a part of that, we do indeed do open lobbies. So if you need a squad, by all means, hop into the stream, type in my ID in the chat, and you can add me up whenever you feel like it. And if you see an open spot, you can join in. But a link to my stream as well as all my other socials are down in the description of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's get right into the video because we have a lot of stuff to go ahead and discuss. This is from Max Hoberman, once again, like I said, one of the creators of the matchmaking in Halo 2 and Halo 3. And he said, "What I implemented cleanly divided the space into ranked and unranked matchmaking playlists. Ranked filtered opponents based on level. This was for when you wanted a competitive match. But even then, I intentionally allowed variability in the range of levels we matched you with. This variability was a topic of hot debate internally during development 20 years ago. Obviously, no one wants to get stomped continuously. On the flip side, it gets dull for most people continuously stomping others. However, it is fun having the upper hand some of the time. By intentionally allowing a range of skills to match together, we provided 3 experiences in ranked matchmaking: an easier one where you can kick butt, a harder one where you are likely outmatched, and an evenly matched one. My theory was that a good mix of these 3 was ideal. Why not always evenly match people, though? My reasoning was that these are actually the most stressful matches of the set. Sure, they're the most fun to watch for spectators. Games come down to the wire. That's because the team that wins is the team that outperforms expectations. The system that I designed for ranked playlists ensured a healthy mix. Sure, it sucks watching your favorite team get their butt kicked, but it comes full circle when they're the ones kicking butt. Throwing tight, evenly matched games every so often, and that's a ton of fun. I haven't even gotten to unranked playlists yet. I designed these to not factor in skill level in the search for opponents. Yes, our engineers utilized the same codebase and kept skill level as a search criteria, but we substantially deprioritized it in matchmaking. We also didn't track skill level globally, only per playlist. The net result was that unranked matchmaking allowed a very wide range of skill levels to match together for what everyone agreed was casual, inconsequential fun. Again, that's the way it should be, in my opinion. Since the natural skill level distribution of players follows a bell curve, there are outliers, inherent low skill and high skill players. Characterizing the high skill ones as sweaty teens hopped up on Monster Energy is really disrespectful. Segregating high-skilled players from the population at large, forcing long wait times on them, is a form of discrimination. Designers should strive to find a way that players of all skill levels can have fun together. Casual, inconsequential, unranked matchmaking is one way. But ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely love this because he's speaking facts. This is what matchmaking is supposed to be. When you hop into unranked, when you hop into casual, you're hopping in with the mindset that you're going to play casually, not for the matchmaking to prioritize you like you're playing in a tournament. The reason a lot of these games were fun back in the day was because the matchmaking was more consistent when it came to unranked, allowing variety. It didn't force you into, highly skilled games every 5 seconds, which again, I'm really happy that he touched upon that as well because I thought that was fantastic because he stated that yes, the high-skilled matches are extremely fun to watch, but when you're playing casually, you're not playing for anybody else. You're playing for yourself. So all it does is put forth a ton of stress. It does the complete opposite. This matchmaking has to change at some point in time, and I hope Microsoft sees this. I hope they see this. There's a reason ranked and casual are two separate things. And also when he touched upon segregating the higher skilled players, into these rough lobbies 24/7 is ridiculous. It's true. You're forcing a big chunk of the player base because high skill could be, across the board to anything. A lot of the best players out there don't even have 3, 4, 5 KDs, That's mostly for pub stompers. A really competitive player naturally probably has a 2, maybe a little bit higher than a 2 KD, if they're consistently playing OBJ, going for kills, and playing how they're supposed to be playing. So, I would say a 1 KD up to a 2 KD would put you in a pretty decently skilled bracket. And that's what the matchmaking system does now. It forces you into competitive lobbies. It wants you into that high-tier matchmaking where it's nothing but stress. And again, it's phenomenal to watch, but it's not phenomenal to play when you're trying to casually enjoy the game. I'm going to actually showcase another video to you guys because Exoghost reposted this over on Twitter again, and I'm so happy that he did this because I almost forgot that Scump put this out back in Black Ops Cold War, but, honestly, everything Scump says here goes hand in hand with what Max, Hoberman said in his little thread there over on Twitter.
The alpha games that we were playing, some of them were, like crazy, and it felt like we were playing against other people with like 4 or 5 KDs, which again, ranked play, no problem with that. In pubs, I mean, just look at it from the perspective of, say I want to go for the Damascus camo that's going to be in this next game, whether it be diamond, whether it be whatever it's going to be. Say I want to go for that, right? Say I have to snipe, I have to use dual pistols, I have to use freaking shotguns against people with 4 or 5 KDs that are just absolutely going so hard. It's just going to be, oh my gosh. I mean, you understand. It's going to be an absolute shit show. And I straight up just don't think that high of a skill-based matchmaking belongs in pubs. And that's why I'm saying just tune it back. I don't mind it if it is in pubs. Again, I don't want to play against the bottom 10 to 30% of players, but I also don't want to be playing against the top 1% in every single public match. My next point is I play competitively against pros all day. I don't want to have to sweat 24/7. So imagine from my point of view, I just get done with 4 to 6 hours of scrims, right? And then say I want to go play some pubs, whatever, go for fun games, use different things, whatever I want to do. I don't want to have to come out of scrims when I'm going 120% against professional players for 4 to 6 hours and then hop into some casual games where it's just the sweatiest of all time.
Again, I'm so happy that Scum put this out for the community because, it really does stick to all the people that say just get better. Stop being bad, get better. All you want to do is verse people that are horrible. It's not true. It's not true whatsoever. And I'm glad that a person of, such experience like Scump, the dude is literally a GOAT at Call of Duty. Even he sides with the fact that skill-based matchmaking is tuned too high for that exact reason. Since the beginning of time, COD is a casual shooter. Yes, there's always been a competitive scene, and yes, there's always competitive players, but every match you get into has variety. And I will tell you right now, playing solo, you will not get that variety. Now, of course, if you run in a 6-man, like I always say, I do it all the time because it's the only way to play Call of Duty casually nowadays. And of course, if you guys need a 6-man, you can hop into my stream, like I said earlier. A link to that is down in the description of this video. But that's the best way to get some variety in gameplay. It's the best way, and you'll still have to sweat, but it's not as bad. While playing solo, every game you are going to be playing for your life. You will never get a casual experience. Whereas back in the day, there was all different types of experiences, allowing people who might be camo grinding, who might just be kicking back, who might be exhausted. Yes, they might have a game or two where they will have to sweat, but they will also have a few games, or maybe just a game or two, where they can kick back and enjoy the cycle as well. COD is a casual game. Point blank, period. That's it. Nothing more. And Activision, when they were incorporating this matchmaking system, they were trying to make it, an extraordinarily sweaty game. Let's be real. They have acknowledged the comp scene. And I have nothing against, the competitive side of Call of Duty. But man, I really think that has turned Activision into thinking differently when it comes to COD being a casual game. They think of it more as, people want to sweat, people want to play for better KDs, they want to always outperform, and that is true to a certain degree. People are like that, including myself, I like playing for stats, but at the end of the day, It's not the most important criteria to a COD title. And the matchmaking they have implemented is ruining that casual's experience. And like we were talking about earlier, I think Max's way of, making a matchmaking system was much better. Tremendously better. Give a variety of matches. You have your matches where it's extremely intense, sweaty, stressful. You have your average matches where you are versing people of similar skill, but it's not all out war. And then you have your stomp lobbies where you get some casual gameplay and you really can unwind. It's good for everybody because matchmaking across the board, it doesn't give that to players anymore. No matter what your skill level was back in the day, you would get that mix of matches. You would get the mix of matchmaking. You would. Nowadays, again, it doesn't matter what skill level you are. You could be below a 1 KD. It doesn't matter what KD you are. You are going to be versing your max opponents every single match you play. It just doesn't matter whether you are below 1 KD, you are a 1 KD, a 1.50 KD, a 2 KD, a 3 KD. Doesn't matter what you have. You will always play the same experience game after game after game after game after game. And it makes it dull, obnoxious, and boring. And honestly, it ruins the experience, of a game that's actually tremendously fun. Modern Warfare 3 is a ton of fun. It really is. But the matchmaking is always turned up to the max. And again, you could bypass it a little bit with a full squad. But for all the solo players out there, I feel awful because seriously, I used to be a solo player as well. And I know the pain of, current day solo play. It's not what it used to be. You used to seriously be able to relax. Nowadays, you would be lucky to even be able to hold a conversation while still performing good in, one of your lobbies. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you guys with all that information there. By all means, go in the comment section, leave your opinions. I would love to hear what you all have to say about, of course, what Max has said in his thread, and also what Scump said in that Black Ops Cold War post. Again, I know it's a little old, it's from a while ago, but still, I think it's extremely relevant still, regardless. And what he says speaks volume to our overall situation. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you hated it. Don't forget, subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And last but not least, we do stream every day over on Kick, so if you guys want to check that out, I got a link to that down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.